The state of Texas just had their primary election, and one county in particular had major issues which serve as a lesson of what happens when you start messing around with voting, especially based on unfounded conspiracy theories. Now, for years, Dallas County used countywide vote centers, just like we have now here in St. Joseph County. That means any voter anywhere can cast a ballot at any polling location. It's simple, it's worked, they've done this for years there, but for this election, the Dallas County Republican Party decided they wanted to change the rules. They wanted to do hand count ballots. They based this change based on a lingering conspiracy theory about the voting machines after the 2020 election. Now, they couldn't prove any of the facts related to these conspiracy theories, but they pushed it hard enough that the county was forced to abandon the vote center system and go back to the precinct-based method of voting. And that's a method that the voters there have not dealt with in years, and we haven't dealt with in years here. That's where you can only go to one location to vote. Where you live, if you live here, you have to go over here to vote. You can't go here to vote or here to vote. You have to go to this one location. What happened next was completely predictable. Although election officials there tried to prepare people, they did mailers, text campaigns, ads on social media, and they even had election navigators station places to try to redirect confused voters to the proper place. But that confusion was just overwhelming and it was chaos. People were showing up to the wrong locations all over the county. At some polling locations, half to nearly all the voters were showing up at the wrong place. The state's own website was sending voters to incorrect locations. I heard from one voter who said they had to walk 2.5 miles to get to her polling location, only to be told that she has to go somewhere else entirely. So these are the real world impacts when systems are suddenly changed. Now, because of that chaos, the Dallas County Democratic Party went to court that same day while the polls were still open. A district judge ordered that the polling places had to stay open until 9 p.m. They usually close at 7. But they said the court ordered them to stay open until 9 p.m. so that voters who were misdirected through no fault of their own could make sure they could still cast their ballot. Now, there are political issues at play here. Dallas County is a heavily Democratic county. What happened next was the Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton, intervened. He is a Republican. He argued that the judge had not given his office the proper notice before extending the hours. On that technicality, he asked the Texas Supreme Court, who are also all Republican, to block the extension, which they did. So now they ordered Dallas County to separate all ballots from people who arrived after 7 p.m., which has left those votes in limbo, and we really have no instruction yet on whether or not those votes are even going to count. Election denying, conspiracy theories, unfounded accusations, this is the real danger that they present. So the concern right now is simple. If this much confusion, misdirection, and legal maneuvering happens in March, during a primary election with relatively low turnout and little consequences, what is the November election going to look like?